I put it on the form, and I'm checking the fit on it, and I think it looks pretty good. This morning when I put it on, and I'll show you this, I noticed that at the original line, when it was pinned together, I had some looseness, right? And on a strapless torso princess, we don't want any looseness. So I basically drew in, I took it and put it like this again, and I redrew the line, and I refolded it and put it back on, pinned it again. You want to make sure everything blends nicely still. And then that took care of that bubble. We don't want any bubbles, okay? And just look at it. Does it look like it's laying pretty smooth? Okay, I did notice there's a little bit of a diagonal thing here, but I'm wondering if I just have that up a little too high. Whenever you have a wrinkle tells you what the problem is. And the way it tells you the problem, it points to it, okay? It's just like a finger. So if you see a diagonal wrinkle, it could be that the problem's here or the problem's here. I think, like I said, I think it was a little too high because I was bridging here, and I think that took care of it, right? So always look at your wrinkles and let the wrinkles do the talking. They point to the problem, okay? If you have wrinkles, but it's because it's long, you'll kind of get folding. But if it's tense, that means it's too tight. Okay, so look at the wrinkle. Wrinkle tells you everything. I have my 1/4 inch ease here. I've got that little bit of ease I put in there. So I think it's good to go to put on paper and sew it up. So let's talk about the paper. I want 1/2 inch seam allowances on them, and I want you to notch top and bottom of the seams because we're gonna sew this way, okay? I've noticed some people are notching this way, but it wouldn't make sense to do that. So make sure you always think about, I'm gonna sew in this direction. I'm gonna put this together and I'm gonna sew it. So I'm gonna notch in this direction. If I notch this way, it means I'm gonna sew this edge first, right? So we're gonna notch this way, okay? Top and bottom. And don't forget the notches. Notches are part of your grade and they're important. Okay, so 1/2 inch seam allowances everywhere except center back, which is 1 inch. And in the assignment, I'll type up what I'm telling you right now so that you can follow it as a checklist. I know that my video may say 1 inch seam allowances, so ignore that. We're not doing 1 inch. Okay, we're doing 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch at center front, but the only place different, 1 inch at center back. So when I check your patterns, I'm going to put them together like this, and the notch at the waist, I'll put that together and walk it from the waist down all the way to the hem or the bottom edge. Then I put the waist together and I walk it going up. Okay, so walk it going up. And I walk every seam that you guys mark. Okay, I do. I spend a lot of time grading because I want to give you really valuable feedback so that you can always improve. And I've already seen people are reading the comments and improving. So good for you guys, right? So I do check everything. I spend so many hours of my life grading because it's important to give you that feedback. So from the notch here up, I measure, and then from the waist to here, I measure. This is going to be different. The side panel is going to be longer, okay? So I don't try to, I mean, I might walk it just to see how much ease you have in there, right? And you can see that I have like maybe a 1/4 inch ease in there. So that's what I do, and I'll walk your pieces here. I'll walk your drapes first. So I want to see more finalizing of the truing of the drapes. And I walk that, and then I walk that. And there should be a notch at the waist for each piece that joints, because those are companion pieces. That's a long seam, and we need to know where to match it, okay? So center back, also notch top and bottom, and I realize I don't have notches, so don't look at it yet until I get the notches in there. Each of these pieces is going to be cut 2, okay? Mm-hmm. And so just, yeah, finalize your pattern. So
all of them, including the center front?
Center front is cut 2 also. It's not cut on fold.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do it on fold, but we're not going to.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make sure I heard that right.
Because it's kind of nice to have that so you can put boning on there too.
Yeah.
Or a busk or whatever we're going to do. Yeah. Okay, so any questions about that? So put your drape on, finalize your fit. I'm not going to check them today. I'm going to check them Monday. Okay? Your job is you get to check them and you get to fix them. put them on paper, and sew it up, okay? I'll meet with the rest of the people today. Now, I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes because I'm not so heavy. Well, organza, believe it or not, makes a great underlining because it's got some stiffness to it and it doesn't stretch. So it makes a good underlining. But always try to choose one that has the weight that's right for your fabric, okay? So I've used organza before and it's fabulous. You can use kind of a stiff cotton. This isn't the best value or best quality, but you could use a cotton that's the correct weight but doesn't stretch. It should not stretch. You could use a linen if it's not too heavy. This is a linen that I've used before. You can use it as long as it's not too heavy and it doesn't overwhelm your fabric. And again, when you go to the store, put your layers together and try folding the top edge. And if it looks like it won't lay nicely, then don't get it for your underlining, okay? So here's kind of a net fabric. This is a possibility as long as it doesn't stretch, okay? It should have stiffness to it. This is, I think this one, it doesn't stretch in this direction, which is good. Be careful though when you get textured fabrics because when you press it could transfer the texture. So, but this one would be okay this way. This way it stretches a little, so I might use it this way on the corset and let the stretch go in the lengthwise direction because we don't want any stretch this way. So it is a possibility, but you're underlining with something based on how you're finishing it and your type of fabric, okay? So if you have something like a polyester dupioni and you're gonna do a corset, then you can have nice thick underlining and you can bind it. Or you can go with a lighter, like I could put this with, not couture, with the organza also. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do really nice shaping in the bust area. So what we do, and you know this stitch from tailoring, we do the, I can't think of the name of it right now. The one that goes like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Catch stitch, thank you. It jumped out of my brain the minute I was gonna tell you about